Welcome to Hafta Bhar, a show where I review the news that has happened in the past few weeks, and that's it. This episode of Hafta Bhar is sponsored by Vaseline का खाली डब्बा जो मुझे बेड के नीचे मिला. Let's start. The biggest news has obviously been this lockdown. 2020 has been by far the worst year ever. From bushfires to a global pandemic and now the cyclone Amphan, this year is not getting any better. And I think I know why all of this might be happening. It might be happening because मैंने गणेश जी का मैसेज 10 लोगों को फॉरवर्ड नहीं करा था. Who knew? It said I had bad luck for 10 years. Lockdown has also forced many people to make different dishes at their home to cope with the loss of sadak wale golgappe and momos. And obviously just making them wasn't enough. People also show off their dishes on Instagram which their mothers have made. One trend that became very popular among all this was Dalgona coffee. Dalgona coffee is just basically फेटी हुई coffee but worse. वो तो मेहनत इतनी करते हैं तो यम्मी तो लिखना ही पड़ेगा कैप्शन पे. In short, Dalgona coffee came and went very quickly, just like Vivek Oberoi's career. Here's a graph for that. Moving on to some personal news, I baked a cake and surprise, surprise, it was shit. It was so shit that you can actually kill people with the cake that I baked just by throwing it hard enough or just making them eat it, apparently. Rohan Chacha. Khair, moving on to some good news, Zack Snyder's version of Justice League is finally happening as it was officially announced to be available for streaming on HBO Max streaming service the next year. This makes it the second time that fanboys and nerds have bullied an entire organization into getting what they wanted. And recently on Instagram, there's a prank going around where a friend texts you to change your username to something funny like kitty kitty coo or tip tip barsa pani, first in lowercase and then in uppercase, for a video they're making. The catch of the prank is that you won't be able to change your username for the next 14 days. And honestly, who would be dumb enough to fall for such a prank?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get it.
After telling people to bang their utensils and light up diyas, Modi ji addressed the nation again. Where playing guess the gibberish for most of the time, he finally told the people of the nation what meaning of Atmanirbhar is in at least 5 different ways. During which the people listening to him were like, Modi ji, kya? Modi ji then left the people on a cliffhanger without giving any information about Lockdown 4.0, which was later disclosed, just like a reality show. Delhi right now is in a position where 90% of its population is selling hand sanitizer to the rest of the 10%, and the people are writing DM for orders in the stories. Sure, Mr. Ambani. The President of the United States. Honestly, this title has lost its meaning since Trump was elected in 2017, and he has managed to stay on the news from that day forward. Recently, besides calling the coronavirus the China virus and telling people to inject themselves with the disinfectant, Trump also made the news for visiting a mask factory without wearing, guess what, a mask. I'm not even surprised at this point. I also want to take this moment to ask Mr. Trump about his skincare routine. Mr. Trump, क्या सुबह सुबह उठते ही संतरा रगड़ता है क्या मुंह पे? No, I mean seriously, look at him. I think I've seen that thing before. I've seen. Oh yes. Oompa Loompa. I also want to salute the White House for their babysitting skills, considering the job they've done with this fucking 73-year-old baby. Thank you. This marks the end of our very first episode of Hafta Bhar. I'm Nishant Rana, and goodbye. Believe me, I know.
think I'm losing my mind.
Modi ji finally.
Stay inside the
क्या?
lines.
2020.
It's like you're running place.
People then. Yes, obviously.
Staying the same. I'm better by myself.
जल्दी जा.
Myself.
I you fuck a burn.